Up, what is, what does, what it do, where you at, how's it going, what's up, what's up, what's up. I appreciate everyone checking this out, flying the maiden voyage of another little concept or idea that I have, thanks to all the goodness in the tech world that floated into my house. So I'm gonna let the stream build for a quick sec and see if we can get some people on here and maybe see if we can start a conversation just to talk about the event space, answer some questions, do the right thing. I see some people joining us right here, right now. So I appreciate you guys for jumping on board. Thank you so good. There's a lot of content on this platform, Twitch, and I started to think about how I can use this platform as a catalyst to engage with people. And I wanted to start talking a little bit more because I get hit up all the time. What's up, Phil? What's up, Chris? About my podcast that I really haven't been putting a lot into. Now, thanks to COVID and all things in the world today, I have some time to kind of like talk through some stuff and check in. So that's the purpose of today. I don't want to take a lot of everyone's time. I just wanted to basically use this platform to engage with the people that I'm connected to, especially that sit, thrive, and exist in the event world. So again, I appreciate you for jumping on board. As we start to build here. What's up, Faith? It's good to see you. I haven't seen you in a minute. And because we're doing the talking thing, we can now cross these interesting worlds of Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. What's up, Sean? Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. So here I am today. I'm here in my home office, my basement, and I feel like I've been like hunkered down in this space for quite some time due to COVID and all the things surrounding the event space. What's up, Stace? Good to see you. JP checking in on YouTube. What's good? Rick Styles. I appreciate you, man. So yeah, welcome. I know we're on a bunch of different platforms and we have different people that are jumping on here. So I wanted to take a quick opportunity to just check in with everyone, say what's up, say what's good, talk a little bit, and then also possibly answer questions if people have it, talk a little bit about what is going down in the good world of SCE or Jani. And big love, big shout out, much love to Nick Dietrich from the Disco Fries checking in on the Book of Face. Yo, it's so good to be here. So recently, over the past week, I've been on my part of the event coalition. No, I was on a meeting first and I really haven't gotten any invites to go back or to be part of that coalition. I did get a couple of blanket texts that had the wrong name on it that were sent to me to go join everyone down in Trenton yesterday. But honestly, I think the issues surrounding the event world are a lot bigger than just me or just the DJs that are upset that they can't work. And that's being very honest. So I'm all about kind of putting content out there and of course connecting with people. And I love the fact that through the interwebs and the new stuff that's going down in technology, I'm spending a lot of time on Twitch, but most people are not on Twitch. There's a lot of DJs on Twitch, but a lot of other people are not on Twitch. So I just launched a YouTube channel to kind of do some more personal thoughts, business coaching, DJ advice videos. That's been pretty well received over the past couple of days. It's super new venture for me getting back on that platform. And then now I've been investing a lot of my time over the past, I would say 2 or 3 weeks into the Twitch platform. And I'm absolutely blown away by it. So I thought of how could I connect to my Facebook universe of people, my YouTube universe of people, and of course the Twitch embedded base. And I thought this would be the best way to do it. So I thought about doing pop-ups every week and doing discussions and bringing some of my friends and people that I work alongside and basically get down with onto this. And we could have discussions about things in the business, things in the industry, just literally answering questions about events and what we're doing with events and how we're doing. And honestly, talking to people and communicating. For those of you that are not a DJ or reside in the event world, for someone like me, it's essentially life. And as a result of all the things that surround COVID, my world has essentially crumbled down because we're not able to have events. We're not able to have that outlet. The world can be a lonely place if you let it be. And, thank goodness for social media and the ability to do these web sessions and stuff like that. You can connect to so many different people. Shout out to JSG and Demand checking in. I appreciate you guys jumping on and just saying what's up. Demand also in Facebook sharing a link. Let me see if I can put that up here. Sharing our Twitch link. So if you're not yet on Twitch, you can jump on board and follow the SCE journey and my journey over there. I'd appreciate it. So I used to do a lot of podcasts, a lot of content in a lot of different places. I've done coaching sessions. I've done DJ learning projects. I've done a lot of different things. So I thought I'll check in once or twice a week, chop it up with people, make sure that they all know I'm alive and everything is all good in this world, but also be able to help people that have questions about their events, their projects, parties. And shout out to T-Dub. What's up, Tyler? Give some love around the stream as people come on board. So I appreciate you guys. So I don't know if there's a set topic for today. My plan for this, and I'd love to get everyone's feedback. Maybe that's a great place to start. I'd love to engage with people, but I'd also like to bring people on. Let's have ones go in the chat, whether it's on Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube. Throw a set of ones up in the comments if you'd like to see me bring on people to maybe have a conversation about all things. Today alone, I've been part of a couple pretty cool conversations. I just heard Warren and Cleveland talk about some stuff about the music business and whatnot. Sorry, I'm going in and out of focus. I keep moving up and down. But I also spoke to a good friend of mine, Jack Bermeo, earlier today, who was doing the really cool thing of just literally reaching out and being like, bro, I haven't heard from you. I just want to check in. And I think it was not only awesome to hear from him, but it was super dope and super thoughtful to hear from him. And I think that's a lot of things that some of us all kind of need a little bit, some people more than others, but hold on. All right, cool. Should I listen to Twitch feed? See, Phil, tried listening to you Twitch feed, but you sessions only 30 seconds long. Well, the Twitch maybe clip collection would be 30 seconds long, Phil. But when I go on, last night I was on for 2 hours. The night before I was on for 3 hours. We're doing these longer things. Hold on, I have someone that might want to join here. If I can figure out how this all works, I'd be so good for this. All right, cool. Okay, so yeah. So if you guys have questions, you want to chop it up, you want to ask me some stuff, throw it in the link, throw it in the comments. And I have a good friend of mine who's going to jump on board really quick. As soon as he gets in, I'm going to throw him in. So I see Doug. Shout out to Doug Landino. It's good to see you and hear from you, man. Am I planning on doing events indoors as long as we're allowed to? I mean, right now, we've kind of started doing them, I guess you could say, but there's so many restrictions underneath what we do in the area I live in that a lot of people are not really getting in it like you would think they would. I thought that when the invitation to open up the indoor dining, it would just be the floodgates, but I was definitely wrong. We're still literally dealing with people moving their dates, and not even just in the near term. We're talking about, up to 6 or 7 months out, people are still nervous and hesitant, and it's a real deal thing that we're dealing with. So am I planning on doing them? Yeah, sure. As long as they can happen, I'm totally down. But it's the way it kind of works. Hold on, we got a couple more people, and I got my dude. I just want to add. I want to do these cool things where we just pop up and have people jump in and kick it with us. So I think shout out to Jason. Yo, Jay, it's good to see you, man. Yeah, this is a pretty complex place, and I want to bring in real quick while I have him here, someone that I have a lot of respect and admiration for, but someone that also kills it. He's a friend of mine, and this is like the context of like my friendship with this dude I'm about to like bring in. We both kind of like coexist in a world of like high-end events. Shout out to Mike Allen, JW, Sean, and Maverick checking in. And we're in the same state, in the same area. We play at a lot of the same venues, but we kind of cater to some of the same universe of people, but we also cater to different universes of people, and we dabble in different markets, but we kind of all, you know, his business and my business, we essentially float in the same pond, but we don't like hurt each other. And as a matter of fact, whenever I can't do something, I send work over to him and vice versa and all that kind of stuff. But this man not only is someone I respect and kills it at parties, but he's kind of done a lot of cool things like as a DJ. And I can say that we have done that at SCE as well. So shout out to Rick Parisi jumping on. So I think it would be dope to tie him into this. And I want to tell you a quick little story before I lead him in here and just talk about the quality and character of this dude. So I had a birthday. It was kind of like a monumental milestone in life. And basically I had a party in Miami, and we live in New Jersey, and he not only flew down with his wifey, but his whole little family unit came down, and, you know, mother-in-law and the whole deal, just so he could be part of it. And it wasn't like a lot of people. It was like 10 or 12 people, but this is someone that literally traveled across the planet to come and kick it for like 3 or 4 days. And because of that thing and that time we shared together, I think it's really like just it's made me love this dude is like a brother in the business. So let me are you good on that? Give me a thumbs up if you volume's cool on your side and all that. You good on there? I don't even want to say, all right, I'm just bringing him on. I'm just bringing him in. So I want to bring in my homie, this good looking dude over here. Jack, what it is, man.
What's going on? What's going on? Thank you for plugging me, dude. That's pretty dope of you, man.
Yeah, I was like, yo, I'm not gonna lie though, that birthday party thing that we did, that was like that. I mean, we always got along, we always like kicked it, but I think that's the time where like we really like bonded at like another level. And
off the cuff, man. Yeah, that was like so spontaneous. It's like, let's do it, let's get it, you know. Ironically, that's, you know, I had a wedding down there in Fort Lauderdale, and we were about to head out, and I'm like, shit, or if you're gonna be down here, I don't know if I can curse or not. I was like, let's just,
yeah, you can. That's my style. Yeah.
Come on, I called my wife. Let's just kick it, and we bugged out. Great hotel.
Yeah. So we chilled in Miami at SLS and in Brickell, and it was like a cool vibe. We went out to dinner and did the pool thing during the day. And
you met Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah, we met Gordon Ramsay, and it was a great way to spend my 20th birthday a couple years ago. So it was like just a really good a good time. So everyone, if you don't know my man Jack, his name is Jack Bermeo. He started a business in New Jersey doing like mobile entertainment called LJDJs. He's invented a lot of cool things like the piano DJ booth universe of stuff. And the reason why I wanted to bring Jack on today is because like literally earlier we chopped it up for a little bit, and he was just calling to be like, yo, I'm just checking in on you, making sure you're alive. You want to go out and get coffee or lunch or dinner or drinks. A lot of drinks. We can do that. And I appreciate that. And then we started talking about the business, and we started talking about COVID. And I want this to be positive, not negative. But we got on the topic of how like the industry as a whole is going to take time to recover. And we got on the topic as a whole that the people that exist in the industry are going to have to go through a lot of, I guess, interesting times ahead before we get back to any type of normal. And how, you know, there's opportunities all around. So everyone throw twos in the chat, give Jack some love, or put LJs in the chat for Jack. And I don't know if you can see the comments and stuff, but they're starting to flow in here, so it's good. So if you guys want to ask us a question and kick it and talk, let's go, let's roll. Let's
It was brief what we chatted about. Yeah. And for the more, I don't like to talk so much business because we're always in business mode all the time. You know, it's for us in the entertainment world in general, you're a switch. You're either, normal human being, and then you're entertainer or producer or DJ. And the call that I made earlier today is like, I haven't heard from you. Let's vibe. But I spoke to earlier today. I reached out to Anthony Girardi, Partners in Sound Production.
Shout out to Anthony.
And I reached out to him because I commend what they did going down to Trenton to voice what's happening. And unfortunately, I couldn't make it, but I still show some love on the gram and all the other handles that I had because it's just I had some other things lined up. But it's important. It was important that at least he was voicing what we are thinking and how to, obviously survive the rest of this year and moving into next year because things are so uncertain and forecasting is something that we touch base on. We're forgetting what 2022 is looking like. 2020, we already spoke it. We said it. It got moved over for next year. We lost hundreds, if not, millions of dollars in every company that's out there that got moved for 2021. But how do you project, what's your forecast for 2022 when all the clients that are looking for entertainment, there's going to be, listen, people got to survive. The value for entertainment, I have a feeling may drop. I think it's going to drop because there's so many people out there that will, and it's no hate. This is facts. It's going to devalue a little bit. Are you the $2,000 cost DJ? Are you the $1,500 cost? Are you the $3,000 cost? The $10,000 cost? What is your new game plan? What is your new model? What's your new business plan or pitch? How are you securing your 2022 clients? And ultimately, for all the people that are lined up here, I see a few people. Sean, what's going on? I just got to be honest. I think we're all in a business that we're very safe at. We were very comfortable, and this is a testament. If you were great at what you're doing, you pretty much have great job security lined up for the future, even into 2022. If you're very concerned or kind of like, scared a little bit about what's happening in the future, then you really got to go back into the books, your model, and create something new. Introductions. Be more of a showman. Go out there, talk more, figure out a new way to draw attention to stand out from the competition that's out there to build job security,
Yeah. It's funny you say that because, I did a video today and I dropped it just kind of breaking down the Twitch platform. And I think the people that are absolutely smashing it on Twitch are not just DJs. It's the people that are playing music and doing DJing and playing dope edits and scratching and going nuts. But the magic of that platform is engagement. And that's like the conversation. And I think there's a lot to be said for that, this whole COVID experience has decimated the events world, especially in the Northeast. I know in California, same thing. And it's different in every state, in every country. Everyone has a different kind of like spin on how it's impacted them and all that kind of stuff. But my question to you is like, I know that, we talked about it earlier, like you just bought a building, right? Like this is not like a part-time hustle. This is like we at SCE, this is my livelihood. This is, I put food on the table for my children to eat. This is how I survive. This is what affords the lifestyle and all the things that surround my name, my brand, my family, and the people that touch the SCE event group and everyone beyond that. Yep. But like, okay, so like the world basically comes to an end and neither you or me had any control over it. Like essentially we woke up in March and it was like, oh, guess what?
Yeah.
You're fucked. Like your world is done. And it might just be a month or it might be 3 weeks or 2 weeks or 4 weeks or 6 weeks. I don't even know what they said in the beginning, but I was like, yo, that's eternity. I'm like, there's no way we'll get to June. Then it was like May and I'm like, fuck, it looks like September. It looks like October. It looks like the end of the year. It looks like whatever. And like, obviously like here we are today, 6 months later. But like, what's your first thought on like, how do you deal with, right? Because I've seen posts that you put out about like hospitality and doing things. What's like your first thing to do, like in terms of like how you handle the situation? Like, what do you look at first when you're like, all right, I have this pandemic situation, never saw it coming. Now we're in it. What do you do to kind of save your business, your brand, your company, and the things around it, like the building and all that kind of stuff when you can't work?
The first thing that came to mind is obviously service. It's once you're starting to receive these calls from your clients, hey, I got to postpone. Better yet, let me rephrase that. I want to cancel. Can I get my money back? When you start getting those calls, all right, now you got to, it's like Rocky. You got to get back into it. Like, whoa. We're not accustomed. None of us here online are accustomed to returning money because we're guaranteed our service. It's really rare that you get a cancellation unless they're breaking up or whatever the case is. But once you start getting those calls and then the postponements, all of a sudden it's like, all right, solution time. You have to find solutions. What are the solutions? So yeah, it happened a few weeks, a few months. It still happens to this day. None of us here had any solution. It's just like we're like let's calm down. Let's see. Let's settle down a little bit. Let's figure out what we can do together. So immediately, the first month or two, nonstop calls because everything was dead. How to postpone? We're asking people to postpone. And it kind of toughened me out a little bit. I voiced my opinion one time, I think maybe back in April or May, because I wasn't trying to get bullied by one of our clients. So, you know, I did exactly what the client wanted. So if you want to know more about that, come on Facebook, you know. But for the most part, it was all about solutions. And we've given our clients maybe too much service, but we have to do that in order to just keep our sanity. You know, we're no longer in the spotlight. Remember, we're working every weekend. So now our only spotlight, it is like Monday through Friday diffusing. And that happened 275 times, moving everything for 2021. So what do you do when the dust settles and now things are opening up now, little by little? I was guiding all my couples like, hey guys, stick with me. October's the month. Don't worry, things are going to loosen up a little bit. Let's just downsize maybe your guests, or let's pivot a little bit, pivoting or substitute stuff. We can't do video walls. All right, forget it. Let's do some uplighting around the trees. Let's do some bistro lighting. Like, you had to not lose a lot of money, but get creative. Don't lose the hope, the love that you had with your clients to eventually downsize on your product and thinking about all money. No, you're still grinding, creating some beautiful stuff. And, you know, that started developing. That's still happening now, creating a different world for our couples. But now for the business, for the office, well, if you haven't noticed now, corporate, Jay, you have an experience with corporate anyways, right? With AT&T and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Corporate's doing the right thing. And we should be doing the same thing right now. Listen up, everyone. The market, everyone stop. They're waiting for something new. They're resetting. I see a bunch of McDonald's around our area. They're renovating. They stop shop because they want to open up brand new. There's how many venues do you know, Jay, that are remodeling right now as we speak? You know?
Yeah, people are taking advantage of the time, right? Like, they have the ability because they could have never touched this stuff before. Now they're jumping on, and it's like, yo, I can do this now.
Do it now.
You know?
Do it now, because service in general is so tough. You have a mask. How do you read people's facial expression? How do you even hear me? The reviews, the negative, like, it's so uncertain the rest of this year. So the best thing to do is to obviously stay motivated, but just find another way of being positive and staying focused. And what I did for my building now, we have a 5,000 square foot area, 3 floors. We're figuring out new ways of just being honest. How do I generate money in here? I have maybe 7 office spaces here, and now we're renting 2 spaces out. So here's like one of our designs that we have. This is the side of my building. I don't know if you can see.
Yeah.
Bride ripping this wall, and it has our address of 412. It's simple. It's just 412. That's the address, 412 Main Avenue. So we're painting the outside. We're changing the front of our building to turning this into a 412 event center, so I can bring in some up and coming makeup artists, planners to join our team, or at least get residency here, and just build a whole new chemistry with new faces. So at least for 2021 and moving forward, we're prepared. And unfortunately, like corporate, or fortunately, like corporate, I got to follow the same route. I got to put money somehow, whatever money I have, dump it into the building, because I want to leave a good experience for my clients, knowing that they're in great hands with us, even during the times of uncertainty.
You know, I want to do a video on this for the YouTube channel, but you know, it's like, how do you approach like handling all these different things? And, you know, like you have different areas of the business to really like hone in or focus on, right? Like you have, okay, I have my client base, I have my customers, I have the business itself. I know, like for the first 3 weeks of the shutdown, when we in New Jersey couldn't go anywhere, I had a project on my plate that I haven't been able to touch in like 2 years. And I'm like, I need to like figure this out. Yeah. And the one thing I did is I went right into DJ EP, and I completely automated the system. Now that's unethical. I don't want to say unethical. It doesn't fit like the way my company has always operated. But I'm like, we were getting buried by, you know, Governor Murphy could go on Facebook and talk for like an hour, and the result of that would be like 70 emails from 70 different people planning 70 different events. I mean, like we couldn't handle what was flooding into the business. So I'm like, I need to figure out a process. So I literally, the first 3 weeks of doing this, like I don't own my building. I rent my building, but our buildings are like the same size, you know, and like I went through, we cleaned the whole place out. I'm like, all right, it's like spring cleaning. We're not supposed to be here. We're here. Let's make it look pretty. So like when we're opening up, we're good. Okay, cool. After we got to that, I'm like, all right, DJP, another project. This is going to make my business better, faster, stronger. Boom, we did that. Then, you know, it doesn't let up. So then it's like, all right, well, you know, if you don't have a building where you're trying to fill office seats, like the solution might be like, okay, where am I spending money that like is not a necessity in my operation? Like, what do I need to shed, or what's maybe not 100% important when we're not full throttle generating opportunity, you know? And then you start going through all these things, and then after like 3 months, you're like, all right, so what's next? Like, what's the next project? You know, like you're constantly thinking, you know,
your team's morals, their energy. You can't have your team lose faith or just lose attention of an industry that was thriving. I mean, shit, all of us here, we were working every weekend, great food, and we were celebrities for 4 hours, you know? Yeah. And the fact that we're off, we're one-hit wonders now. Well, you know what? I said this to every guy that every DJ that I sat down, we were just chatting with. Everyone, to me, is at the same level right now. There is no market. We have to figure out what the hell do we have that's going to win them over, you know? So let me, you know, just to kind of piggyback off of what you're saying. Yeah. My guys are everything, and I try everything to do with to help my team out. And it's not easy, but you got to do it, because mentally, you know, you don't want none of your team members, like, and it could be a roadie, just saying, nah, we don't have work. Yeah, it's obviously we don't have work, but you know what? Trust me, things are going to look good. Things are going to be positive. Smile. I got it. We got you. We got you.
And that goes for all these different platforms. Like, things are coming out of result of the world that we're living in. Like, Twitch has become like the new hotspot. That's why I did this whole video today. Because like at first I didn't understand this platform, and like our crew was going on it. We were doing lives, and I'm like, I don't really get it. Whatever. It's like we're wasting our time. And then I did like a deep dive in on it, and I'm like, yo, there's something here. So Bettina on Twitch was like, you know, what's the advice to basically, like, how do you stay relevant, you know, when the playing field is now equal? And that's literally what's happening. It's a hard reset. And you're going to see a lot of people who previously maybe had these like monstrosity size, enormous DJ entity companies or careers basically fall off and evaporate, or maybe they're going to break apart and move different directions. You're going to see a lot of like, you know, damage and results of the world that we're living in. But like,
and it's no hard feelings. Guess what? That's reality.
It's business. You know, it's the way it works, right? Like nothing is ever meant to be forever.
We said this earlier today, that PPP and even unemployment, but just in general, it does make people lazy. And maybe that was one of my fuels that I started discovering more and more, where it's like, and again, I'm just speaking in general. It happened to my team. I'm sure it happened to your team and everyone else's team. And this is just being upfront. Shit, my guys are downstairs right now. So it's like, I'm not talking shit. This is facts. You're working 1 day a week. I get it, but you know what? This is my business. So I got to put a lot more time into this. But I found a switch. You know what? Let you guys enjoy what you have. We're going to be stronger than ever. And I'm trying to stay super positive about this, that I'm trying to find other avenues to keep us engaged, relevant. Yep. Relevancy is important right now.
And to that's why, like, I absolutely am fascinated and diving all into this Twitch thing. And not to keep talking about a platform, but like for me, have the ability to play music and have conversations, and you can show people different aspects of your music knowledge, about your creativity, about your MC and conversational skills. It's about being able to have dialogue with other humans. Don't just look at it as a camera and a chat box. It's more than that. And when you figure that out and you unpack it, it gives someone that used to thrive this positive energy out of performing, helping people celebrate love, life, or events, or companies, or bars, or whatever. Now you're able to do that at the comfort of your own home. And there's people doing it all over at all levels. So like, I think in the next month, Twitch is going to be a much more common household name amongst a community much greater than just gamers and DJs and a handful of podcasts and other things, tutorials, show and tells. Like, this platform is backed by Amazon. And like, bro, Amazon is going to take over every shopping mall in the United States and turn them into distribution centers, because everyone wants to just pull up their phone and literally order whatever they want, and it's going to be at their house or apartment or condo in 20 minutes. You know what I mean? And
what you're saying is those are facts. That's actually a pattern, even that you caught during COVID. If you haven't noticed, there's hundreds of trends that were happening. Every DJ, and some DJs to this day, are still going live. Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch. They're still going live. If it was heavy the first 3 months, faded down a little bit. Then you have event planners, venues coming out, voicing now. Now you have a face. You have a face to a voice to a venue now. Now they're coming out, showing who they are. There's that trend. I know a few planners that they'd rather die than public speak. All of a sudden they're out talking because relevance. They're trying to stay relevant, and now they have a name out there. The trends that I've seen is like a lot of DJs, we have no, all right, well, I think I read a comment, how do you stay relevant? Well, one of the things I noticed was we could only find, our history, photos and videos of our past events. How do you flip it? How do you continue using it? Well, continue posting, doesn't matter, just post whatever you want, but then twist it, tweak it, maybe talk about the video that you're posting. Hey, this event, I did this. Again, you just got to figure out patterns and trends. Well, I started seeing patterns and trends and all that stuff. And then now, all right, well, the drama's happening. You can't have dancing on the dance floor. Oh my goodness, I know people know what I'm talking about. It's like, you can't post any of that. My opinion on that, and it's a double-edged sword here. Good marketing, bad marketing, guerrilla marketing, ambush marketing. It goes both ways. We can't work if the venue's open. I mean, if the venue's not open, we can't work. It's simple like that. If the venue allows us to dance, we're dancing. How are you going to stop us from marketing, right? Simple like that. But it is what it is, man. And Twitch is this place. It is. You need to have an account. Do you use Restream by chance, or what do you use to get everything?
So yeah, we at SCE have Restream. Today I'm using StreamYard. So this is a cool place because it can aggregate the feeds from multiple places and push it out on different platforms. Today we're sending this signal to my Facebook page, my new YouTube account, and then also the Twitch account that I manage, which is SCE Event Group. And like, we have a handful of people on it, and it's good to have people here. And my thought is doing this now once or twice a week, just popping up, chopping it up, talk a little bit, just checking in, making sure people know what's going on, what we have on deck, cool things that we have, trends, mindset, and answering questions. Because I think there's a lot of people looking for answers. And like, not to be like whatever, but I'm like, if I could use my influence on one very small piece of the overall industry that we all play in, it's like that only pushes people forward. I feel like I've been on this quest for a long time to inspire people to dream bigger, to do better, to not settle, and to just be awesome. So like,
I think every DJ has their own market. Every DJ that you see here, photographers too, I saw, everyone has their own market. And if they know how to capitalize on the market and continue growing from that, they're in good hands, you know? So with the uncertainty that's happening now with COVID and all, how wide can your market be is the next question. You know, we're bilingual. So half of our guys are Spanish. And so we're able to kind of cover two different sides. But the beauty of this is that just being upfront to build confidence with the rest of the team that's on here that we see here. There isn't a DJ company that's blowing it up right now. There isn't. I'm telling you right now, if there's one venue that broke all the rules, it's probably the Brownstone, but if there is one venue that broke all the rules, allowed the weddings to continue going during COVID, you know what? Then that DJ would be really winning. But truth of the matter is, there is no events, not as many events, but there are events happening. But every DJ to me is like right now, we're at the same level, guys. So, and what I mean by that, I'm humbly saying this, it's like we're together.
I think the people that are going to win through this are the people that always kind of have survived and gotten through other obstacles in, you know, their career. And I can say, because I feel like a fossil in this business, I've done it for a little while. Like we've gone through a couple different twists and turns in the Northeast where like things maybe happened with 9/11 or Hurricane Sandy or the industry, the whole financial crumble in 2008. Like those were periods of time where like things got kind of hectic. Everyone kind of came back. This fabric and this kind of circumstance is a little bit different. And real quick, before I want to acknowledge someone that's on the chat. So I want to just say shout out to DJ RC3, a 12-year-old DJ from Texas, checking in on Twitch. And that's the power of like where we're at now. Our RC3 code name, I just gifted you a sub to the SCE channel, but I want to send you a message and get you a free membership courtesy of the Crate Hackers crew. T-Dub, myself, Joe Bunn, Aaron Trailer. We're going to hook you up with a free membership to a very cool community that's available as a resource. And I want to do that because yesterday he jumped on Twitch and he was like going back and forth and we're going kind of thing. And then he mentioned that he was 12 years old. And I'm like, yo, stop everything right now. You're 12 years old. Somebody help this. Like, let's help this kid because no one else is going to push it forward. So like, I want to help him out. You know what I mean?
That's cool. Listen, if you're looking for someone to work with you, I think Jay and I are ready to work. So I'm ready to, Jay, we got to do these 13 birthdays, man. You got to break those ligaments, you know, break those joints in, you know?
Bro, I don't even know the last time I've done one of those, but I'm down to do anything outside of this room that I'm in, which it's getting comfortable. It's getting more comfortable and more. I added a plant last week and I put another light up. So it's like, it's starting to feel like home, but it's like, it's not my office. You know what I mean? My real office, but it's so crazy. Like the opportunity that does exist for the people that are investing their time into whatever community it is, whether it's posting learning content on YouTube, whether it's posting learning content on Facebook or deep diving into Instagram with a guilty pleasure thing that you're into. I want to share my breakfast from every morning shots or whatever. Like, honestly, it doesn't matter what you're pushing. Now's an opportunity to focus in on things that you love and things that you're passionate about. And like, literally you never know who you're touching because just like we are in the Northeast sitting here at home, you know, there's people sitting at home in Europe or South America or Asia or, you know, Australia, because they're all going through the same thing. So there's an insane opportunity for things and people to connect that would never have the opportunity to do it.
Have you ever said to yourself the experience and knowledge that you know now, what you would tell yourself 5 or 10 years ago? Like, this is now. The guys, the people that are on right this second, take the damn risk. effing risk right now. Sorry, now that I have a 12-year-old here. Take the effing risk right now, because you can't do wrong. You're starting brand new. Everyone, including myself and Jay, we're starting brand new with a new market that, you know, they're comparing. Everyone's comparing. They're going to think every DJ here and every photographer and young DJ they see here, we're that vulnerable. We're that desperate. And it's going to happen naturally. They're going to negotiate the hell out of you, and that's what I fear. But take the damn risk. This is the perfect time to do it, man. You can't fail.
You know what I would say is like a piece of advice to any like person that's been in the game for a while and is not maybe or having trouble staying relevant in some capacity. I would say my main piece of advice would just be like, literally open your mind up a little bit and get used to being uncomfortable for right now. Because if you don't, there's going to be people that are putting themselves out there and taking the risk and exposing themselves and putting time into something that could create something much larger. Because again, we're not done with this. It's not over yet. And regardless of what you hear, it's not like, okay, tomorrow, like we talk about like how this pandemic has impacted me, like real talk, like in the best case scenario, if it disappeared tomorrow entirely, like my company will do 6 or 7% of what we had on the books at the beginning of the year. Like 90% plus gone. Like that's not even imaginable to me, you know, because for me at SCE, it's been double-digit growth consecutively for 10 years. Like we've just grown and multiplied and built and we didn't like cut corners. I didn't amass debt. I didn't do anything. Like I tried to do the right thing. And like, here we are now.
You got in the nuts for 6 months, man. That's what.
Like, and then you go on. Okay, so like real talk, and might as well do it while we're ripping here.
Real talk for real.
You know, people plan their events around like my availability. And I'm saying this like as a grateful, humble perspective. People literally will book their wedding, the largest celebration of their life, around like my calendar. They'll pick the day. And you know what that's like. Or you go to a club that has a line around the building, and when you're walking in, because you're going to be there, local, bar, whatever, it doesn't matter. People can hear this. And then it's like you go on Twitch and you're playing for like 10 people. So it's not about the number of people. It's about like, how humbling it is to go through an experience of like just emotional roller coaster. Because every day I feel like, I'm literally going through like, it's like positive and then it's hard. And then I'm like, I'm getting emails from people, seeing things from people I never thought was possible in terms of like the misery that they're going through, and you read about it. You deal with
part is very key. And I think that's something that I wanted to point out during the time, it's still to this time, but like a few months ago, we own our products, and the video wall is what we had. And in the video wall, there's a price tag for something like that. And, you had to do something with this. Once they okayed outdoor celebrations, I've reached out to a lot of venues who were looking for maybe movie screens. I can't charge the $5,000 to $4,000 or even $7,000, $10,000 for video screens just to do a movie night. It wouldn't make any sense. So you had to take them in the chin. But the I guess the point of my conversation here is that I had my team involved. They got paid, and we barely made money. But it's to keep the bearings oiled is what I say a lot, to keep them doing this. I had to reach out to my network once again from the hotels that used to use me all the time. And then I'm still doing it. Is it peanuts? Well, you know what? Things are so uncertain right now. It is what it is, but it felt great doing things like that because I'm not insane. I'm not going insane. I'm not spending. 2, I'm not fucking addicted to drugs or anything like that. I don't want to go that route, or even maybe drinks here and there. We all drank. I know that. Even the 13-year-old was in there. So rum ice cream. So, but it's like, you have to keep your sanity. You got to keep your sanity. And it felt great going back to the roots of what started our company, the hustling, the grinding, the nightclub stuff, the video screen. And the point of the video screen is to keep your guys active. Keep them active. Break even if you have to. PPP did great for the company, but keep your guys active. And that was the mentality of during, to this time, with video screens and stuff like that. So it's something.
It's a crazy time that we're living in, and I think there's going to be a lot that comes out of it, positive, negative. We're going to see a lot of things that maybe you never thought. It's quite humbling to see people go through their office and sell things off the walls and, basically liquidate whatever they have, and
I sold all my furniture during the summertime.
Yeah. So I've gone through it and I've looked at stuff. I'm like, yo, I have all this stuff here. Literally, I have, I think, 3 S9 mixers I'm going to offload very soon. And just because they're sitting, I don't need them right now. Like
the perception of social media is very important for all of us that's online right now. Your market, like the clientele that use you, they see you as a celebrity. So you have to continue portraying that and staying relevant. The industry can talk. La-di-da-di, you already know the deal. We're being upfront with everyone in the industry, It ain't all nice out on this end of this side of the world. There's a lot of things that we had to sell off just to survive the next few months. Like I told you, I sold all my couches, all my furniture. I sold a lot of things just to make ends meet because, like you said, I don't know what the hell we're going to be in June, July. What's going on? But for the most part, it's yeah, dude, you got to do what you got to do, right?
Yeah, shout out to Icon checking in. You absolutely do, and there's nothing. I think the adult conversation of like owning a business and literally providing for the people around you is like a big deal. Like I know, like I feel like I work tirelessly to try to keep things moving for my family here at SCE and for us. And man, it's insane. And everyone's different. There's places in the country where they're like, there's 0 F's given. You can party and there's nothing's really hurting them, where, everyone is different. So some people may not be able to relate to this conversation, but I think the point of me doing this and having come on is just to say, like, to put awareness on it. Like, I never saw it happening. I literally was sitting on top of a mountain and so happy about all the things that were lined up for the year when, the world got swept out from underneath me and I wasn't prepared. And I'm a planner and I literally have success behind me. And it's like,
we've talked about this in the early stages. You told me you were working for AT&T and they put you in different challenges and they want you to find solutions to these problems. And AT&T would give you a book of problems and you would find solutions for everything, but not one of them would ever say, if you're going through a pandemic. So, I remember our conversation, so it's like, but that was like early. That was like probably in April, if anything.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, I'm grateful for like my work and my college kind of background, my educational background that kind of like taught me just basically the business side of life, really. And then, you live in, like we lived in a world at SCE for a long time where this was never an option. Like, through all things, like the entertainment industry always thrived because people always partied and people always wanted to party. And things may have gotten tough or challenging at times, but like there was still a nightlife industry. There was still an events industry. And again, it's different for everyone. So I think the point of what I was trying to say is just, no matter who you are or where you are, you could be or should be prepared for like anything at any time. And it's going to take a while to recover from this, if you can even recover. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it's look for the people that are on, just look at your production, look at like your equipment that you have, just look at it and admire it, but at the same time think outside the box. Like, what can I use this photo booth for? Can I do more to it? Is there any new programs out there that can make my DSLR camera do, I don't know, I'm just throwing some things out there, like slow motion camera, like the RoboGlam cameras.
Yeah.
The Glam Bot, I'm sorry. Like, you got to look at your products that you have there because technology is in. There's a lot of great apps that you can use. And just think outside the box. I'm telling you, and I get personal with a lot of my couples, but one of the funny things that I say was if they're into Game of Thrones, I would have a little person running the photo booth, and they're like, oh, and to see that facial expression, that's a door that I walked into that I continue to express with my clients now because it's risky. Why would you say that? But then again, I'm curious, and
Yeah. I'll tell you what, like this, the circumstances of the world around us too, this is the perfect time to do like a hard reset and reevaluate things that this is like business talk now. I would say if something is in your wheelhouse or a service within your portfolio that you're not into doing or you don't enjoy, you don't love, that take the financials away from the conversation, but now's the time to either invest in changing it and making it better, or invest in creating a relationship somewhere with someone somehow so that you don't have to worry about it anymore. You know, because let's face it, like there's someone somewhere that is capable of doing something that can help you. And if it's not something you're passionate about, like I look at, you know, one of the services that falls in the SCE portfolio that I'm just not really so passionate about it anymore. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, you know what? It doesn't even make sense to do this. Because yeah, at the end of the year, if all things go proper, like we could generate this number of income. But in order to do that, the resources, the time and the energy put into that one thing, is it truly worth it for that? And then I look at it and I'm like, yeah, that's a business decision, but that's not a decision I would have had before because we were like lost in the sauce. We're crushing it, right? The money's coming in, everything's coming in, opportunities coming in. Now I look at things and I'm like, yeah, so that thing doesn't make sense anymore. Now's my opportunity to maybe like recheck this and adjust, you know?
And for there's multi-op companies too. I think I see on here, right? There's a few of them.
Yeah.
Again, we all needed this reset, and on the positive, but yet sad side is like, if you have dead weight, if you're thinking about having, you know, like just a roadie that wasn't really putting his full efforts into it, this would be the time to definitely like, you know what, it was great because you still have a tidal wave of new staff members out there that are looking for work because they want people who are relevant. And right now, the perception is that we're very relevant to my market, but you know, this is business talk, guys. This is designer Jack. Yeah.
It's real deal. Shout out to Joe Bunn checking in, and shout out to Cleveland Terry. And I'm not gonna lie, over the past month, I've gotten to know Cleveland. I don't know if you know Cleveland Terry from California, but this dude, he's got a dope YouTube presence, and he's been on Twitch, and we essentially connected through conversations through a number of different people. But I've been able to form a relationship with this dude because we literally kick it on. Whether I'm playing or he's playing or there's an interview, we share a lot of mutual connections. So long story short, we like the stars aligned. We got together just 2 days ago and did an interview session just like this. And bro, it's just amazing to me. Now I like peep out all the stuff he's got going on because he's just putting out incredible content. Before we got on, he had Warren from DMS, Warren Peace on. And it was such a real deal, real talk conversation. And if you don't know Warren, he's someone that I've known for a little bit, and he's just an ace all the way around, but he's so charismatic and he's got just a good vibe about him, and he's just money. So if you haven't seen that or you didn't catch it earlier, you got to jump back on and support that dude because he's got great content. And again, Joe Bunn's asking if you what do you say? Is that Zion or is that Zion or Jack? So he's busting. Joe was at that infamous party in Miami as well. Just saying.
Yeah. Joe, you can't take him anywhere. Oxygen was he needed oxygen hanging out with us, actually.
Yeah. And shout out to Brian Bonacisi checking in, saying what's up. So
Brian, what's up?
Yeah, he's saying
Listen, I'm doing this because I'm a planner. After my 6 o'clock, I gotta take this white shirt off because I'm playing ball after this. So I'm ready to go. That's the only reason why I'm wearing this jersey. So I gotta play ball. I still play ball. So it's like I'm still out there. I'm very active. But
so did you put a court at your house, or is that yours, or is that like local?
It's in my backyard. I got an official half court size NCAA and official backboard rim. We just installed lights to play at night, and we play 4 times a week. A bunch of dudes in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and we literally have like 6 to 8 people just rocking out for 3 hours, and it's good. This is because gyms weren't open, remember? So I had to think of something, and I didn't have. They didn't pay me. They just like, yo, we just got active, and I lost some weight. I lost the COVID weight. I think I lost 10 pounds already. So I'm feeling good, you know? So yeah, I feel good wearing this, Brian.
Yes, it's funny. So, and what was the deal with the television show? Is that what they were doing in your yard? They were putting that in? Is that what that was?
Yeah, last year they filmed Backyard Envy, which is on Bravo. They were looking for people that wanted to remodel their backyard. My backyard was shit. It was just like, you know, I just bought the home 3 years ago and I'm trying to fix it. So we had a budget in mind and they came in and they designed it really nicely. But my bougie ass is like, I want a basketball court. I want a TV hanging there for the entertainment side. It's like, no, it's not in the budget. I'm like, no, F that. The labor is here already. I got to do this fast. I don't care. Let me just get a loan or whatever. I got to get this done in one day. And I said, you know, I did a little reverse psychology. Guys, you guys are going to get an Emmy. Let me do this. Let's get this. Let's get this. And yeah, no, they painted it all. They gave me my backyard that I wanted, my TV show. Maybe the TV that I wanted outdoors. I got only a loan. They gave me like a $10,000 credit, just for the record. We got to pay for the rest. But that's what they get you. That's what these shows get you. Oh, here's your bill of all the furniture and the decor that they bought, you know? So, but it was fun. Backyard Envy.
It's crazy. A lot of people, you know, like I know you and I both have done the event side of like the television world a number of times. And it's funny how it really goes, not what you see is the result of what is aired, but like what the real deal behind the situation kind of like flow of an event really is. But it's good. We got a lot of people checking in. Sir Lancelot and Bettina, Cleveland Terry on
here because I didn't know about this. So it's like I see, oh, Marcus, he's over there in Chicago. I know that.
Edgar saying what's up. Just good. He's saying I'm glad to know I'm not alone, which is again the point of doing this. And I'm planning on jumping on twice, and I'm trying to be sensitive to friends of mine that are on different platforms. So like we're not competing for time slots and all that kind of stuff. But plan on jumping on like twice a week just to talk, or once a week just to check in and make sure people are good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I appreciate the invite here. Edgar, what's going on, man? We're here for you. I mean, the whole industry's here for you guys. So I'm scrolling through this. This is great. The man's on. Icon, of course.
By the way, I don't know if you have been dabbling in the Twitch platform, but the man yesterday played a really good set. And then 2 days ago, he did another really creative set where he did like a virtual speakeasy. And he created like some promo video, which is pretty dope. So
it's interesting because it's like he's like what we call like the silent sniper in a way. The dude, because I remember these conversations that we have. Like the guy wasn't an MC. You pushed him to talk, right? And he's becoming this MC. Now he's breaking his mold, and now he's like coming out with these sick combination. Like he's uppercutting the tracks, the decks that I haven't heard before. So the man, I know where you're at. I know your style. I love that very much. But this guy he's going to be very lethal. I'm telling you, very lethal in the future.
I'm not going to lie. I mean, and Demand will co-sign this in the chat, I'm sure. But when he first came on board, you know, Demand's got like a very interesting background in this business. He's been doing it for a long time, but he kind of like never got an opportunity to fly. You know what I mean? So
he's a peacock. You got to let him fly, right?
When he came over to SCE, I like literally push him forward, literally give him that opportunity to just grow. And I would describe Demand as an alien, like in front of him in our staff meetings. And bro, he's not only taken the opportunity, but he's like run with it. And I feel like every time, even though he's been doing it for a long time and he can scratch way tighter than me, I take great pride in knowing and seeing him do successful. And I think that's the good thing about like the DJ business, which a lot of people overlook. A lot of people don't push people forward. They like hold them back. Like I want to see all the people around me crush around them, you know?
It kills me that this is a sensitive subject for me. It kills me to see that a lot of companies that I know of don't help their team break out of that mold. You know, they just kind of fend for yourself. And it does kill me when I see a lot of that stuff there. So, and like me, I keep private, but I see my industry, I see everyone, I see what they're doing. And I love the fact that I like again, like the man, I remember this, I think it had to be 2.5 years ago where he was talking, it was like, I finally started talking on the mic, but now he has the 3 deadliest thing in the entertainment world that you need to survive. 1, he can DJ. 2, he can out talk. If he could dance, forget it. This guy's gonna be in Vegas. If you get the 3 most important traits, oh, forget it. Now you got to dance, the man. Listen, I got a comment though, the man. I know sometimes you wear a yarmulke. Can you put a record? Can you make that? That'll be insane marketing right there.
And I think with the man, he needed a push. And to kind of respond to Cleveland, who's on, and shout out to War and Peace, the legend, bro. Like, I'm gonna have him on here. We talked about it last week. We're gonna try to line it up for next week, whatever. Some people don't want to get pushed, but some people do, but they may not know how to voice it. They might not know how. And I think for the people that are on this, that own businesses, and Jack will give you a dance lesson, demand. For people that own businesses or are thinking about owning a business, I think one of the things you have to understand, like in the beginning, and it's hard, and it's very hard for some, is that it's no longer just about you. Like, you need to protect yourself, obviously, but like when you start a company, when you create a group, when you are in a collaborative relationship with other people, like, you have to be able to identify 1, talent, and 2, the opportunity and hustle that exists in somebody. And that's something that I honestly feel that it's like within the character of the person, but it's also like something that's going to differ on situation to situation, because I know I personally have given people opportunities and put them in positions where there's either 2 things that are going to happen. They're going to fly and it's going to be a beautiful flight, or they're going to crash and burn and fuck me up for a little bit. And I've had it go both ways, and I've learned a lot. You know, for every 1 success, there's like 5 failures, but like, you know what I mean?
And it's from my perspective, it's always been, if I was able to push and help a DJ, you know, be something, create a big name for himself. Again, LJDJs to me is like, it's a marketing management team. We focus on your name, and we want you to really fly. We definitely want, and we would push you. We're very diverse at what we do. And for me to spill the beans of how to run a business and all this, here it is. I mean, I'll tell you right now, I don't know if I have it here. This is intimidating. Sometimes it's intimidating when you have a manual of 40 pages. This is how LJDJs run. Can you do 10, 12 hours a day? Probably not. So that's why for me, it's like, I don't mind helping everyone and anyone, because if you want to be great at what you do, you got to take risks. You got to challenge yourself. We said something about being uncomfortable. For me, being uncomfortable is being comfortable. You get what I'm saying? I like to be like, oh my God, I like to be thinking all the time, because that keeps me on my toes. You know, the adrenaline is running there. And then the fact that I'm so comfortable being uncomfortable, it becomes an addiction. And that is probably one of my biggest problems. I like challenges. I love challenges.
Another one.
I feel that it's like those opportunities and that, I guess, situation, it's not one that happens overnight. Like, it takes a little bit of time, you know, like even the man, you know, like when, and I can talk about this for almost everyone that came on board the SCE kind of train. It's like I get hit up all the time. And now, even through all this craziness, people come up, you know, we had this conversation too. People that you never would have thought are like, yo, what you guys up to? And like, I feel that we're laying pretty quiet right now. Like, we're being very socially respectful of like the world. We're not trying to upset anyone. We're literally staying in our very own lane, our heads down, we're cooking along. But my first response to anyone that approaches me for an opportunity is like, why? Like, why do you want to come up? Like, what are you looking for?
Yeah. Where do you see yourself in 2 years working for SE? Like, where do you see yourself working with LJDJs? Where do you see yourself working for the Angry Cherry? Where do you see yourself working for Demand? What do you see, like, again, where do you see yourself 3-5 years from now? Is it worth the time? Shit, I'll intimidate someone until you're ready to jump and fly. Because if you fly, dude, the life you'll live, it's amazing, you know? Getting the attention that you never thought you would ever have because you can grab a microphone and say, hey, my name is Jack Bermeo. Welcome to this beautiful event. And you know how to carry and deliver your formalities and intro? That's very key, you know?
So like this is honest and Demand. I know you're on here, so I'm gonna say it public because I think it kind of like it connects all the dots, right? Like, you know, I know Jay Cohen for a long time. He came on board. He just absolutely smashed the opportunity. I talked to him. He's like, dude, I'm booking this. Like, awesome. He's ridiculously talented. I call him the alien. I'm like, you're a fucking alien, dude. And yesterday when he went on, I saw him hold a Twitch feed of like 40 people, right? And I'm like, he's on, it's like literally he's on his way. Now, some people on this would be like, 40 people? Like what? Now, Jay plays the tailgate party for Rutgers football. So there's like, I don't know, 30,000 people, right? Like he does big stuff and he crushes events with SCE. And you know, over time, we've had conversations about DMS. And on my feed yesterday, Jason B, Drew Pierce, Kevin Scott, all on, right? And Kevin Scott was AM's like, you know, close homie.
Yeah.
AM is the biggest influence to Jay Cohen, DJ Demand's like life. So when I rated his stream, those people stayed on and they got to see him play a little bit. And like some of them even subscribed to his channel, which I thought was it was just so cool to be able to like that conversation had been on for a long time, but that was the moment. And I think that's like a big thing. I saw a thing Tony shared with me the other day about people, but I think the key to like success and even getting through this chaos that we're in right now, it's all about patience. And I know Gary Vee talks about patience all the time, but it's like doing the work and just being patient. Like when opportunities happen, boom. And like Jay's done the work, so he's still super tight. And then he like crushed it. And then he had this like universe of people that don't even know who he is. But then they jumped on and they're all like throwing him love and bits and like, dude, it was just awesome to see. As like someone that's his friend, I'm like, yo, he just won. Like he just won. It was a small win, but he won. And right now, every win is a big win. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I loved it.
No, that's great. It's and with patience, it's, you know, you see the growth. You know, if you don't have patience, you have an ego problem. It is what it is. You know, a lot of businesses that they don't start overnight. They just don't pick up a Las Vegas gig like this. You know, it takes time, character development, understanding to continue being humble instead of thinking you're a damn celebrity all the time. Come on. So I realized mental health, yes, for sure, Mario, important. Like with mental health, I'm in here 10, 12 hours because I still think the world is normal. So I'm going to act it like the world is normal. But you're right, man. This shit's serious. You know,
you think about it, like Jay Cohen, DJ Demand got to play in his house, in his townhouse in North Brunswick, New Jersey, and got to play a set in front of people that he's had respect or admiration for. That's the power of this crazy world we're living in and the time that we're living in. Never before, a year ago, that wouldn't be possible. It wouldn't have happened. I would have had to like literally send a video over and been like, I hope you watch it, right? Like, and that's not being like whatever, but it's real deal. Like it's the reality. And like mental health is something that I can tell you like firsthand. I don't struggle with depression, but there are days where literally I haven't done and I'm an engineer by education and by trade before I became a full-time DJ, whatever that means, right? Like that's like my background, and I'm super analytical on like the data surrounding my business. I can, at any point, I could tell you how we're doing, what our percentages are, you know, where we're at by person, by category, by thing, by widget of my company. Like we do a lot. I have I had a full-time person that helped me with reporting. That's how insane I am about it. And like, since COVID has come out, I've only done reporting one time because I don't even want to know how bad it's gotten, because the last time I did it, I went through this emotional roller coaster of literally depression. Like, I literally didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to eat. I didn't want to look at people on any platform. I didn't want to go on
Jay, you put a little word there, Jay.
Yeah, I literally went nuts. You know what I mean? And it's sad, but it's mental. Everyone is hit in different capacities. So whether you play basketball, whether you go to the gym, whether you run outside, go on a bike ride and talk to a friend, like, you don't realize, like, sometimes people don't get motivated, and all you need to do is change your circle for a minute, and it's like, boom, you wake up.
I've learned to veer off of any conversation I have with, like, in the wedding, all the vendors that I deal with, veer talking about COVID, veer talking about, haters, veer talking. I just don't like to talk anything about the stuff that we've been talking about for months.
Yeah.
Been very kind of like optimistic. I've been very positive about, like, oh yeah, you have haters. Well, let's thank the haters, because your algorithms on your social media platform has grown. Think positive, execute, dump photos, dump videos, think outside the box. Oh, this venue's talking shit about this person, this. Guess what? Post photos of that video of you dancing, doing whatever the case is. Like, you got to think outside, and like, mentally, it's like, that's marketing. Obviously, that's the way I think a lot. If I see something negative, I know there's always a positive thing in the back end, and I just kind of move away from that. But I'm very supportive with a lot of people who are just in my circle or in my life. They'll hit me up. The people that you see here, this is all brand new. A lot of people here I've never met. So, and again, Jay, I appreciate you opening up the doors here. But I'm very, like, positive about just trying to keep people from going to the dark end. Like, there's ways of really just staying positive and really getting your head straight, and simple, just by talking completely different from what we talked about the last 6 months. Let's not talk about that. Let's talk about.
So talk to me. I got a question, and I want to change directions just quick, and then I have like 10 minutes, and I got to bounce because I have a consultation I have to do. So let's talk for a second. Talking about your basketball court, how the fuck do your neighbors feel about you having 6 to 8 grown ass men playing basketball 4 to 5 times a week in your yard? Because I know when the dude who lives across the cul-de-sac from where I live is smashing that basketball, like, bro, that thing is like, it's like a thunder drum outside of my house. So how are you getting along with your neighbors? Are they part of the crew over there? What? And when are you asking me to come over? Because, like, oh, come on.
We had little barbecues just to kind of butter them up. Mind you, I've only been there for 3 years, but fortunately the house was a fixer-upper, so they knew we added a new light to this area. They've been very cool about it, but again, they're ironically enough, one is a teacher, a professor in New York, NYU, I'm sorry, and another one's like a professional photographer. And it was like, but they're definitely by the book. They're covered up, and they're always. But I know we maybe ruffled some feathers there, but I was never there for the last 3 years. I was never home, and now that I am home, don't hate, man. I'm just like, I'm enjoying my taxes. I paid for this court.
Shout out to Chris from LJs too, saying that you have the Nutley PD in your pocket. Chris is also, by the way, I'm proud to see you pivoting, right, and like crushing the real estate game, which is just a pleasure to see, man.
I'm his biggest cheerleader, bro.
I love it.
I spoke to him almost every day. I talked to Chris. It's like, that's one of the things that I have to honor in any human being. If you're willing to, take on another job and juggle the two worlds, from being an entertainer and then being real estate and being a realtor, God bless you, man. You're not allowing anyone pull you away saying how desperate you are. You need to work you have to do 2 jobs. This is no. And what he's done, he found literally a loophole. There's a loophole in the real estate world. There's people out there that have money to buy. There's people that are willing to buy homes, and he got it. You know how many realtors out there said that the market was going to go down? Granted, it might. But
we bought a house through this whole craziness, and like, we went in the second day it was on the market, and I'm not even joking. there was 7 offers on the house that we ended up getting into. And like, it's a market that like in New Jersey anyway, it's never been like this. It's always been hot, but it's never been like untouchable hot. Like a friend of mine just got a house, but when she sold her house and she was in Wayne, so she's up by you.
Yeah.
She got like $75,000 over their asking price. Oh. And they didn't have like a $5 million house. They had like, it was like a $300,000 or $400,000 house.
You know,
that's how high over it's going. It's insane.
Yeah, no. And like this morning, I literally called Chris this morning, unrelated to DJ. I said, dude, keep doing what you're doing. I just got a mailer with your ugly face on it in the morning telling me that he just sold a house in Belleville, New Jersey. I'm like, keep rubbing it in my face. I'm still your cheerleader because I love the fact that you're grinding and people are doubting themselves. And he's, you know, he's like, I tell him this, like, he's like my LeBron in a way, you know, the dude is in the industry. He, you know, he had this perception. He's a Filipino DJ. And I was like, dude, kill it. And now he's doing this real estate. First year became Weicker Rookie of the Year. That's literally Rookie of the Year. 600 homes he listed or something like that. Forgive me if I'm wrong on that.
Same.
Filipino, mind you, we're all living in a world of businesses of discrimination. Rookie of the Year. He's nonstop selling homes back to back. Then COVID hit, and he's killing it. Are you kidding me? This guy is, to me, was like, dude, keep doing it. You're the LeBron. You're the LeBron.
So good, man. And it's good to see. And like, I follow that Instagram account. He's flying with all this stuff. And it's just like, bro, it's like a pivot and just awesome to see. And shout out to Mr. Girardi, who's checking in, saying, what's up?
We were just talking about you earlier today, Girardi.
Yeah, he's a good man, a fellow homie in the event world. And I think if you don't know Anthony Girardi or their crew is Partners in Sound or Platinum Entertainment, PISP. They do a lot. I think they're even on Twitch. They're kind of everywhere. But when you go, if you live in New Jersey and you work in the event space, every time you go over the bridge onto Staten Island, you have to pay a toll, not only to the state of New York, but you have to pay the fee to PISP because they got it like that. Lots of love to these guys. These guys are solid all the way around. They're class acts and they do an incredible job in all aspects of the industry. And they're like not just like DJs. They have a production company. They have a great structure and a great like model the way they work. And for the record, this is not scripted. I literally called you both earlier today to say what's up. And I was out. And that fact you got me on here, I appreciate that. Yeah, I was like, yo, you want to go on a thing with me later? He's like, I'll do it if I'm around, whatever. I'm like, all right. So I went on. I'm like, what the F am I going to talk about for a minute? I'm like, all right, let me just like introduce it. I'm like, yo, and then you message me. I'm like, yo, I'm going to send Jack this message, Joe. And then, you know, Anthony wants to know, do we think the expo is happening right now in November? And I would be pretty much safe to say absolutely not. There's no way. There's no possible way the expo can happen in New Jersey in November.
I'll only go if they give us $100 credit for a slot machine.
That'd be dope. Where would it be? It would be at Harrah's, I think, and
parking lot.
Yeah, it would have to be outside, I think, is the way.
Parking lot. You know, you're not gonna have a 5-hour window to try to learn everything real fast. It's this is it though.
You can't put more than 150 people inside. Like, that's the top end max, and should it even go up, it's not going to go up to the capacity of the expo. I don't know. I don't even think it would be a good place to go because, like, you literally just go around. You know, I think they're going to do. And shout out to the fam from AGI Pro, my resource for all things gear. Like, if I buy a piece of equipment, I reach out to the team at AGI Pro. They hook me up big time. So if you don't know them, you're a DJ. These are the guys literally that hook it up. So everyone at Jersey, there's DJ Times, right? And in January in California, there's NAMM, and NAMM is a much bigger show, like 5,000 times bigger than DJ Times. And as Kev from AGI Pro says, if there's no NAMM, there's definitely not going to be a DJ Time. So I would agree to that. But the thing that I miss about DJ Time's not happening this year, it's not the learning content. It's not looking at. kind of like what happens. It's our bottle service, bougie bottle service night that we usually do at Premiere, where everyone just goes stupid hard and like, you know, I don't know. It's a blurry couple of days. And bar, you know.
And I got to give. Is the Expo on here right now? Is the Expo on?
They're not. They're probably going to get this, but yes.
Oh, okay. It's like you know what? They have a genius way of marketing. I got to tell you right now. I mean, all of us know the passes, the deal with that. I love DJ Expo. That is a great experience, just getting the passes alone. And we all know what we're talking about. So kudos to DJ Expo for a marketing genius. Keep me going because I'm down to fucking go.
I think it's going to be some type of virtual thing. That's what I would assume they're going to do. But I mean, you never know what the deal is, like with any of this stuff. So anyway, that's it. I'm going to wrap it up now. So Jack, dude, I appreciate you just jumping on off the wheel, out of the wind, you know, just off the cuff and kicking it with me and everyone on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Twitch. And if you're not following Jack, show him some love. You want to just what is LJDJs is the Instagram handle, right?
Yeah, LJDJs.
I'm gonna put that in the chat. LJDJs is Instagram. That's probably the best platform. Are you guys on Twitch?
We're on Twitch as well. Yes.
What is the Twitch account? LJDJs too?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So if you're not following Jack, show him some love on Twitch and let me know when you're on, bro. Like I would like to be able to
we have to go back on. We haven't done something in about a little bit over a month, and
I brought you up last time you were on, and it was a blurry long. I was, you know, I know I was going back and forth with wifey. It was like, can you go over and save him? And Krista was texting me like, can you go over and just get Jack, make sure he's okay?
Yeah, that was fun. 8-9 hours. You know what? I'm telling you, I wanted to do a 12-hour set, and I think you know, whiskey got the best of me. But it's, you know what? That was fun.
It's funny, but it's cool. And for those of you who don't know, like Jack isn't like around the corner for me. He's like an hour away. So like for me to like venture up there and go and save, I didn't end up going, not because I'm not a good friend. I just like, I think he had it under control. I was like texting him sideways and he was responding.
I was on one tile. I couldn't do wrong. I was dancing on one tile only. That was my only little area designated for my mayhem.
You were practicing COVID conditions by yourself in the office.
Preparing. See, that's how you stay active and stay relevant. You be prepared.
So if you're not following Jack, jump on him. If you're not following the universe of Jani content moving around, I'd love to invite you. If you're on Facebook, jump on Twitch. Support there. If you're on both platforms and not on my brand new YouTube channel, and I know you're all not, so don't F with me. Jump on that and show me some love. I'm trying to build that account and I could use your support. I'd be grateful for your support. So support Jack, support your boy here. And next week, we're going to throw up some more content. Maybe we'll have Jack back. I know we're going to bring Warren on. And I'd love to kick it with people like Terry, Anthony. There's so many good people I'd like to bring on here and just talk about all things going on in the event world. It's therapeutic for everyone to just hear conversations flow and just to get a little insight to the worlds that we're all kind of like dealing with in different capacities. And that's the point of real talk right here on all the channels. So I appreciate you all for joining us today. Thank you, Jack, for jumping on this just like that. And shout out to Jordan Marshall jumping on. What's up, Jordan? And Angry Cherry, Cleveland, Demand, John No. Like I can go on, Perform, all good stuff. So thank you all for kicking it with us. We're going to do this again a couple times a week. And just thank you for supporting the journey. So much love to you, Jack. Thanks for jumping on. I'll ring you in a little bit after my appointment. And much love to all jumping on board and supporting the stream today. Thanks so much.
Be good, fellas. Peace.